Happy Thursday and welcome into the PHNX Sun Devil Show, brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, even leave a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Anthony Totri.
Yeah, you are.
Joined, as always, on these Thirsty Thursdays by Shane Diefenbach, Shawn DePaz.
Yeah, he is.
Gentlemen, how you doing?
Good.
Lovely. Nice and full. Had a good lunch. Talk about that later.
Yeah, we will.
You had a nice little exhale going there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, without further ado, we've got a lot to get to today because yesterday, early signing day, a lot of lives changed, specifically for some Arizona State Sun Devils or some future Arizona State Sun Devils. And we've got 3 of them joining us today. We're going to start with Montana Warren, who is now an Arizona State Sun Devil. Montana, man, just congratulations, first and foremost, dude.
Thank you.
What have the last 24 hours, I guess, been like for you?
It's been crazy. Like a lot of social media, because I did a collab with the official Instagram for Arizona State, and it's a lot more followers and likes than usual. So,
Hell yeah. So there's a completely new regime in terms of the coaching staff at Arizona State. And, it shifted a lot toward kind of a younger culture. And 2 of those younger guys, Rashad Samples and Bryan Carrington, helped get you here. What have those conversations been like, talking to kind of such young dudes in the industry like this?
it's pretty cool because they're not as far, like culture-wise from us. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like Coach Carrington, he was at TCU when I was committed to TCU, and he's a younger guy, so we kind of hit it off there. And I've known him for it's gonna be a year now, in February or March. But so it kind of helped. It was smoother because they understood what I was saying. It's not like I didn't have to explain everything, because some of the stuff we say, older people may not. Like, what are you talking about? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was cool. That was cool having somebody closer in age with me. They know all that what's going on.
For sure. And then I was curious kind of if you had any conversations with Coach Ward and just kind of what you think your place in this defense is going to be and how you kind of fit in there.
Yeah, we had on my official, we were all there, all the defensive backs. Well, most of them, yeah. And he we had some really good conversations before I got there. He called me while I was in high school. At my high school, he called me. I talked to him when we got there. We had a whole meeting. We went over defenses and stuff like that. And they really, I think they really recruited me to be a free safety.
We've talked about the new coaching staff, obviously, Rashad Samples, Bryan Carrington, and you were verbally committed to TCU. What about Arizona State made you want to be a Sun Devil?
See, Coach Carrington transferring from TCU to ASU, at first I'm thinking about it because I love Coach Carrington. Like, me and Coach Carrington, cool. So I'm like, if he go there, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's away from home. You see what I'm saying? Because TCU is it's right there for me. I live in Texas, so everybody knows about TCU. Everybody in my business. Plus, and then you go to Arizona, and at first I was like, Arizona, and my grandma was like, Arizona. What you mean? So because she wanted me to stay home and stuff like that. So when I got on the flight and flew out there, I'm like, it's pretty out here. It look better than most of the parts in Texas, because in Texas we got big old trees. You can't really see the sun. It's really humid. But when I get there, it's small trees. Everything's a lot more urban. Because I stay in the country. I'm a country boy, but everything's a lot more urban up there.
Yeah. Kenny, we were talking to Kenny this morning. And he was saying that a lot of the outside perspective it's the Arizona. Why isn't it just cowboys and tumbleweeds? But it's nice out here. What did you think of Tempe itself when you came down here for your official visit?
When I came, it was nice. There wasn't really anybody on campus because I came on my official during Christmas break. So it's it wasn't the whole bunch of kids there. So I didn't really get to see how the actual students were. Get some feedback from them. But I moved around on some of the nights that I was here for my official, and it was nice to me. Everybody was like, a lot of people already knew who I was. And it was so you gonna flip? You gonna quit? What you doing? Everywhere I went, I was like, how do you even know me? It was crazy.
First off, I just gotta give Texas a shout out. I'm originally from Wichita Falls. I don't probably know where that is. Shout out. But I want to ask about you running track. Have you ever, at any point, did you ever want to like try and run track in college or anything? Or were you always like football from day one?
So that's really interesting. I've run track just because in Henderson, I mean in Texas, if you play sports, you run track. Like there's no if and buts about it. If you're gonna play something, you're gonna play everything.
Yeah.
So growing up, I played like everything except for football. Like I played basketball, I played baseball, everything growing up. I didn't start playing football really till high school. And my first real football year was high school. Like the end of 8th grade in high school, I was with the varsity 7-on-7 and stuff like that over the summer. But getting to high school, that's when it really like opened up for me and I started playing football. I was behind everybody else, but I still love football. I wanted to play football. And track, I mean, track was just there. How I look at track, how we were taught to look at track is it helps you get better for football. Because in East Texas, it's football. So everybody's like, nobody's thinking about going. If you get an offer for track, yeah, I mean, you go if you do. But nobody's like growing up, oh, I want to get an offer for track. Because everybody, like the celebrities of the city, are football players.
Yeah.
Nobody's like, yeah, I want to be a track star. It's like I want to be a football player, like do before me. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. Was there like for you in your decision to come to Arizona State? At what point did you know that you were going to be a Sun Devil? That there wasn't any other place for you? Was it like before yesterday, or was it yesterday early morning? Like when did that moment come for you?
It was before yesterday, because you got to know, like the day of signing, you got to know before then, because people are asking you. My grandma was like, so what you gonna do? People are asking you, and everybody's like, hey, we really, my auntie, she went with me. My auntie and my papa went with me on my official. And they was like, we love it. We love the coaches up here. It's nice. I was like, I was feeling the same way. Like, I'm already feeling this way before they tell me. They asking me how I feel. I'm like, I'm feeling the same way as y'all. I'm messing with it. It's out here in the mountains. Never really seen mountains before. I've traveled, but I never lived in a place with mountains.
Yeah.
So I knew kind of like a little bit. I was thinking about it before my visit, of my official. I was kind of like 50-50. But when I got there on my official, I was like, yeah, I kind of like this. Literally the stadium out of the side of a rock. It's literally built into a rock. Like I'm looking at the stadium, I'm like, is that a part of a mountain?
These are things that we don't think of.
Yeah.
I did. The first time I came out here, I'm like, that shit is in the side of a mountain.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I was gonna say you'll fit right in. Trust me.
Oh man, Montana. Before we let you go, because we do got a couple of your teammates waiting on deck now. Do you know that you have the most football name out there? Yeah. Montana Warren?
You think so?
Yeah, 100%.
Football and cowboy names combined.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Why is that? Why y'all say that? I've heard that before. I
mean, Montana just goes crazy.
That's a crazy name. Are you kidding me? Yeah. The only Montana I ever heard of is the second greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
Or Hannah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Hannah Montana?
Yes,
that's where
Hannah
we're going?
Montana.
I mean, you think Montana? I think Montana.
Are you? Oh, this is gonna age us.
Oh no.
Are you too old for Hannah Montana, or do you know what that is?
No, Hannah Montana came out right when I was getting into like elementary school. It was so
crazy.
bad.
That is so crazy.
Bad.
All right, we'll see you later.
That's so crazy.
Things I did not expect to hear today. Oh my goodness. Montana, we appreciate your time, man. Congratulations, and we're looking forward to getting you here in Tempe, dude.
Yes, sir. For sure.
Have a good one. From Montana to Ashley Williams Jr. Absolute dog. Another guy signing with Arizona State the other day. We're going to get him here. There he is. Just an absolute beast on the defensive line.
What's going on?
How you doing?
6'6", 225.
Dog.
Dude, if I was 6'6", 225, I'd probably pick Arizona State too.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
You're not. You picked Arizona State.
That's true. Ashley, first and foremost, man, congratulations. Obviously a big day for you and your family yesterday. Just what have the last 24 hours or so been like for you?
Oh, yeah, it's been crazy. The Arizona State fans, everything. But I'm loving it, though. I'm loving it. I can't wait to get up there.
Ashley, you said you like to, quote, hurt people legally to a regular. What is it about being a DN that just excites you the most?
Really, especially when it's third down, bro. Like that's nothing but pass rush and getting the quarterback. That's like the most exciting part to me, and really just working on moves. And like it's something that you have to actually like practice on. So I enjoy it.
And if I'm not mistaken, you have one of your high school teammates that was also on the defensive line, Landon Thomas, coming here, correct?
Yep.
Did you have any conversations with him leading up to you just going to commit here, or did you make those decisions completely independently?
Yeah. Well, I was planning on going to Arizona State either where it went, but he'll just try and make sure of me like, hey, bro, you should go to school with me. You know.
What kind of player is he like? Like, I obviously spent a lot of time playing with him. What should ASU fans expect from him?
I say like he's one of the versatile players. He can play the edge as well and play D tackle as well with his size. And also he like in them clutch situations, especially with us in the playoffs and like in some hard fought games in my high school career, he was always there making plays and coming in the clutch.
What?
Ashley, you had a bunch of different options. You could have gone to Arizona State. You could have gone to Auburn. You could have gone to Nebraska. There were a bunch of other schools that were interested in you. Why Arizona State? What separated this place from everywhere else?
Really, like, especially whenever Coach Kenny, he showed me the play. It was amazing. And I just, in my head, I just thought I should play here. And it was something about Arizona State and the rest of the other schools recruiting me. I just believed that this is where I should be at. Like, I see myself playing here for 3 to 4 years.
What was that conversation like with Kenny and the rest of the staff? Because we talked about it earlier on the show. It's a younger staff. Do you notice that when in the conversations and the talks to come to Arizona State?
Yeah, but I noticed that as well, and that's what I talked to one of the reporters about. But I'm used to young coaches. Like my whole high school career and little league career, it was mostly young coaches. So that's something I'm used to, and yeah.
Have you had any conversations with Coach Ward about how you might kind of fit into this defense and what your role might be?
Yeah, we talked a bit, like just to like talk to each other, say hello and everything. And then he talked to me about the defense and everything. How it's not like other college defense with the 3-4 look. It's more of a 4 down.
You coming from Louisiana, what were the expectations for Arizona? I know we just talked to Montana, and he's not too far. Texas ain't too far from Arizona, and the expectations were similar to what Kenny Dillingham said today, that it was going to be dirt roads and cowboys. Is that what you guys expected from Louisiana?
I was just thinking nothing but the desert and how hot it would be and everything. But I talked to some people. They said it's not even like that for real. But
yeah,
that's why.
It's definitely not as humid as Louisiana, but
yeah, I heard.
Have you gotten a chance to get down here yet? Have you seen the campus?
No, not yet, which is a surprise to some people.
Yeah.
But I will be there on a visit during somewhere in like a week or two.
Nice. Yeah. Perfect weather right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Compared to the rest of the country. Jeez. You won a state title in 2021. You accomplished just about everything that you could possibly accomplish at the high school level. What are your main goals and aspirations now as a collegiate defender at the D1 level?
Really, I want to show my talent to everybody. I want everybody to know who Ashley Williams is. You know, I want to win a lot of rewards like freshman, All-American, in the Pac-12 and everything. All of that, and I want to also win a Pac-12 championship for this team, and we can go more beyond that as well as being national champions.
You got yourself some quarterbacks here in the Pac-12. A lot of guys from last year coming back. Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr. There any guys right now in the Pac-12 that you want to sack?
Oh, like everybody. You already know that.
Yeah.
Like everybody.
Things you love to hear. Ashley, we appreciate you taking the time, man, and congratulations again.
Appreciate it. No problem.
Have a good one, man.
Thanks, man.
So, guys, Montana Warren, Ashley Williams Jr., a couple of dogs for the ASU defense. We're going to get Keith here in a little bit. But just what have you heard from those two guys that make you believe that this recruiting class over the course of the last 3 weeks that Kenny and company have built is a successful one.
They're hungry.
They're hungry.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Kenny built his coaching staff with a purpose. He wanted this to be a place that's attractive to these young guys, and that's clearly translated. I mean, both of them mentioned the coaching staff and like the relationship they have with kind of the younger coaches. So I think it just goes to show that Kenny clearly had like a goal in mind when he was making these hires and like what he wanted this program to be, and he is at least early on accomplishing that.
Yeah,
that's a good sign.
You were talking as a joke about choosing Arizona State if you were 6'5". We got a chance to talk to both Samples and Carrington this morning. I would too. I don't care. I'll commit as a janitor right now. Like the passion those guys have and how much they realize like how cool this position is to be working with each other, with Kenny, with the school, you know, and the opportunity that they have to grow this from the ground up now. Yeah. And they realize that, and they're so passionate about it. And they know that they can use, you know, their age as kind of as a catalyst to recruit these guys, but also they have the experience. I mean, like
Samples was in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly.
It's wild to me that Ashley hasn't even seen the campus yet. Yeah. I mean, with Warren, I think it kind of reinforces that whole, like, I know it's kind of been beaten to death, but like the sleeping giant thing, right? There is something about Tempe and ASU that is like, I'm not going to say it's not like the most beautiful campus in the country, but it is a very like uniquely beautiful campus. Like because I mean, I obviously am like, I'm not from Arizona. Yeah. I came out here for the first time, and I just looked at the stadium. I'm like, that shit's built into the side of a mountain.
I never thought of it like that. I never thought. Well, because I grew up here.
So did I.
So, but like that was normal. That was fine. Like Sun Devil Stadium was always Sun Devil Stadium.
I've been living here for 2 years, right? 2 years. Yeah, and like I'll be driving and I look and I'm like, we're surrounded by mountains. we had hills in New York. We had hills and snow. Like, and you bring kids out here. Like, there's one thing to recruit in state, but you bring kids from out of state and they see how beautiful Tempe is, and that is going to get kids here.
It's such an interesting thing too that Kenny talked about this morning, and they were talking about like they don't really know what to expect. You kind of take it for granted. Not like saying it's, as you said, it's not like an all beautiful wow landscape place, but it's like you don't expect such a unique college campus and like a huge metropolitan area in the middle of a desert, and that's what it is. And there's so much opportunity here. Like it's really exciting. It's really exciting. So I'm not only am I excited for this recruiting class, but I'm excited for, you know, the commits, the recruits to experience this for the first time, because you know, being Arizona State alums, that freshman year, I was like, holy hell. Like I'd seen this my entire childhood growing up here, but then going to the actual school, it's a completely different experience. It's unique, it's amazing, and it's such a fun place.
And it's nice that it's like, in terms of Carrington and Samples, right? Like it is a genuine like relationship and bond that they have built, because you see it on social media. You hear it from these kids, and it's one thing for a defensive end that's, you know, not that old. Like they're 18 years old telling you, yeah, like I can relate to these guys. But then when we're talking to them back to back today, you get Samples coming in being like, have you all talked to BC yet? I'm going to be the better interview. I'm going through everybody to make sure I'm the better interview. And it's just like a joke, but like it's a genuine bond. And that's the type of stuff that like the Todd Graham coaches, some were great, some weren't. They didn't have that. Herm. The staff, I told him today, because we got the chance to talk to everybody on that staff. It's night and day.
Yeah, and I mean, look at where ASU was successful. It was with AP, like it was with their young coach, right? It wasn't with a Brian Billick or Donnie. Like it was with the young coaches. And I mean, it's not something that we didn't know, but it just goes to show how important like the supplementary staff is, right? Everyone's going to focus on Kenny. Everyone's going to focus on the OC, the DC, right? But these position coaches, the recruiting coordinators, stuff like that, like those guys have a huge influence, and you saw that with these guys. And
even some of their older guys. Yeah. We're talking to the older guys today that were making us laugh. Talking about birds and themed parties. Like, I guarantee you, I sit in a room with an assistant under Herm. That is not a conversation, A, that even gets to happen. Yeah. B, a conversation where I'm like, yep, that was fun. Let's talk about
give
it.
Donnie a little credit. He was a terrible coach, but he was fun.
Yeah, but I would like one that can do both.
Yeah,
let's multitask.
So do I.
Let's be fun and good at our job.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I'm just saying, Donnie had his moments in that regard. Not on the field, but off the field, he had his moments.
Very true. DraftKings, they also have their moments, guys. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code PHNX. Place a $5 bet on any NFL team to win their game, and you guys are going to get $150 in free bets if they do. We've got some prime time playoff-ready football tonight. Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence.
See, it sounds like a joke, but it also is two teams that might be in the playoffs.
You're right. Absolutely right.
It's a very pivotal match.
It's a very important game.
Didn't think I'd be saying that at this point in the
Zach
season.
Wilson is
Bad at football.
We don't got to talk about Zach Wilson.
Bad at football.
Trevor Lawrence.
Very good.
Very good. Very good.
at
But
football.
prime letdown spot for the Jags.
Big emotional win last week, as Johnny would say. Jets -1.5.
Yeah, I'm here for
Where's
it,
the
guys.
game?
Meadowlands.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Chilly
Uh-oh. Watch
Inclement
out.
The
weather.
weather's like,
Uh-oh. Guys, again, that offer only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code PHNX. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for more details. Gents, let's get a DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week. I'm just going to roll that ice and throw it at you today.
Michael Carter, anytime touchdown tonight. You can get that on the DraftKings Sportsbook app at +270. Bam, Zonovan, whatever you call him, Bam Knight, still questionable. Probably will play, but one could get injured, and two, he might not get as many touches as people think. +270 is such good juice for a potential starting running back.
Leah, you want to tell the people what my DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week is?
Buffalo Bills spread.
Yep, Buffalo Bills -8 against the dog water Chicago Bears. If they
Where's the game?
Chicago
Doesn't matter. It's cold.
But it shouldn't matter. A and B. Bills need to do something, please. You need to go beat somebody's ass.
I love
Bad.
Matt Milano, but I don't know why, but I want to see Justin Fields run over Matt Milano.
It won't happen. Matt Milano is one of the most underrated linebackers in football. And
He
should've been
got
a Pro Bowler.
snubbed.
He should have been a
He
Pro
did get
Bowler.
snubbed.
Absolutely should have been a Pro Bowler. But yeah, I need the Bills to go out and kick somebody's ass because they haven't been doing that, and I'm getting worried about Josh Allen and company. So go blow out the Bears. Bills -8. My draft.
My DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week is along the lines of Shawn, but in the alternate form. I think the Colts are going to destroy the Chargers because Nick Foles is playing now. So I think we lose. Give me Colts money line as my DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week.
I saw that Nick Foles was starting, and I had two thoughts. Sorry, Totri.
Yeah.
Hammer the Colts.
I saw
Those are
that.
my two thoughts off
Adam
the rip.
Schefter popped up. Nick Foles starting in place of Matt Ryan. I said, fuck.
Yeah, I
First
felt
words
bad
out
for
of my
you
mouth.
When was that
immediately.
announced?
Yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all
You only need one. You only need one day to game plan against Nick Foles. You're fine.
I don't think I
he
am.
won
Have you
Super Bowl.
watched the Chargers?
Have you watched him since the Super Bowl?
Hey, it doesn't matter.
He's
got
been
magic.
fucking terrible.
Okay, well, he's playing the Chargers, and it's prime time, and they're on a 3-game win
And
streak.
Jeff Saturday.
Time for a letdown.
Is the game on Saturday?
Nope, it's on Monday.
Oh.
Yeah, if it was Saturday, are you
Oof.
kidding me? I'm
Take
putting
Colts
my
spread.
the whole house on it.
alternate
The
Colts
house on it.
-5.
What are we doing?
Losing money.
I completely disagree with
Losing
I
that.
haven't lost money in a while on the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
Can you be honest with me?
Yes,
Is that an emotional hedge?
a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
I emotionally hedged last night, and I won some money. I'm so, by the way, very happy we're talking about football because I get to
I don't know what
forget-
you're talking about.
Well, yeah. I tweeted last night. I can't
It
believe
didn't happen.
I can't believe there are 13 days between ASU's last game, their win over San Diego, and their next game, their future hopefully win over Arizona. Seems like a long gap.
You know
to
what's
not have
crazy?
any games played.
Is you tweeted that, and in my head, I'm just like, this motherfucker. Like, he got his days wrong. Like, what are we doing? Like, didn't even think.
Well, not only is the football helping me forget.
Yeah.
Last night, I had to partake in the OGs to help forget. I had to calm down. I was a little worked up
Beautiful.
after last night. And I had to calm down.
No, the good thing about last night is they got. Last time Nick Foles started, he beat the Seahawks. Like the best thing about games like last night is that by halftime you're like, I'm calm already.
Okay, well, back to my ad read.
Yeah.
You know the pain that I go through on a daily basis.
Don't act like you don't do that every time he reads an ad.
You both do. You both do. I'm a single parent. I'm a single parent with two.
No, because I was talking about how I
all
got
the time.
worked up and I needed to take OG
and you
to
got
get
worked up
calm.
after the
And then
game.
you're like, oh, I was already calm at halftime.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Sean,
Thank you.
Sean, what did you need?
I
Yeah,
had
what did you
OGs.
need, Sean?
Thank you.
There we go.
Specifically the orange creamsicle OGs, a little indica, calm myself down. But they got something for everybody. You know, they got the little microdose. I like taking the microdose. The other night I was getting real anxious. Leah can attest. I was getting real worked up for no real reason. I was anxious. I just took like one microdose just to calm down a little bit. And I didn't want to get too in it, but I just wanted to calm down.
You know what goes crazy? Taking 3 microdoses and then going to see Avatar.
Not a microdose.
That'll
bro,
be.
though.
Yeah,
True, it is a microdose.
It's still
Because a
technically
microdose is 3 mgs, and a one big one is 10.
Yeah. So it's technically you're still microdosing.
So you eat 3, you got 9. As opposed to 10, it's less than 10.
Sure. Yeah.
There's something for everybody. Check out OGs, ogbrands.com. As always, you got to be 21 plus to enjoy.
Yes, sir. We talked to all the assistants today. We talked to Kenny today. We talked to everybody in the building at Arizona State, and we've got
Former Syracuse defensive coordinator.
We did. We have got literally endless content for you guys for the next 10, 11 days. Unfortunately, we've only got just a slight little clip to tease for you guys. I know you want more. I want more. We're going to give it to you over the next couple of days. But this is what we have in store for you for the next 10 to 11 days.
And what life is about family and relationships and enjoying it. If every day you wake up and you're miserable, I don't care how quote unquote successful you are based off other people's measurements, right? It means nothing. You better fall in love with learning how to enjoy getting better in the work. And the sooner you fall in love with the process of growth and the process of work, the happier you're going to be in life. And I firmly believe in that. And that's why this is going to be about having fun here. Can you have fun and work harder than anybody in the country? Can you do that? And that's the challenge. And that's the mission.
I am so sorry, Chris. I'm so sorry.
Just teasing him.
Yeah. Not going to read that, but I'm very sorry. Shane,
Hey,
you were
was
there.
a very good demonstration in like holding back and like self-control.
Yeah.
You
I'm
haven't
growing.
demonstrated that.
I'm learning.
Yeah,
I'm
there you
learning.
go.
What did you take from today?
That the staff is everything we hoped it would be.
What did you hope it would be?
Young, fun, breath of fresh air. Yeah. And it was all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't there. You guys were there, but from everything that I've seen and heard, it seems like they know when to have fun and they know when to take it seriously. Like, and I don't think you always like. I mean, we talked a lot, not to keep kind of burying him, but Donnie last year, like, it just kind of seemed like he was checked out and he never was really taking anything seriously.
Get paid all that money, bro.
Yeah, I know, but it never seemed like he was really taking anything seriously. But it not like you could tell, like Kenny clearly likes having fun, but you can. It's not even like a really a conscious thing. When he starts talking about football, it gets like intense.
Yeah,
in a good way though. And that excites me very much.
One thing that, and since Kenny's gotten hired, Shane and I have talked a lot about it in terms of how smart Kenny Dillingham is, how calculated every decision he makes is. And we knew about Arizona connections, right? This guy went here, he played here. But like the little things that you hear from these coaches today, just in small conversation, not even on the camera. Oh, one of the coaches' moms lives down the street, right? Or the mother-in-law and their nephew live 20 minutes from the stadium. Like little things that you're like, damn, I didn't even think of that. But like, of course they'd want to come here.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yes, they played here. Yes, they went here. Yes, they graduated, etc. But like, at the end of the day, they've got family here. They want to be here. And I think for me, Charlie Regal was the biggest, like, I think I learned the most today from him and just hearing him talk, because he did get a lot of backlash for leaving Idaho State as a head coach after one season. And he talks about how it was the toughest decision of his life, pretty much, as like from a business perspective.
He said it was. He said it wasn't. What did he say?
It was the easiest decision. What did he say?
It was something along those lines. We'll play that. We'll play that for you.
It was like the easiest decision to make, but the toughest decision to.
Yeah, whatever.
It's something along those lines. He's very well spoken.
Yeah. He wanted to come home.
We are not.
He wanted to come home, but it was tough for him to leave the situation.
Actually leave. Yeah.
And he was able to bring with him Vince Amy, who's also a great guy. Johnny Walker in the chat. First off, great name. Thoughts on Bryan Carrington?
Phenomenal.
He is no doubt in my mind going to be a defensive coordinator at some point.
Yeah.
And I think what stuck out to me about him and Rashad Samples is Kenny was talking about it, and the way that people talk about both Samples and Carrington is almost like a backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
Because they call them recruiters.
Yeah. What Kenny said, when you're a smart young football coach, you're a good recruiter. When you're an old football coach, you're a good football mind.
Yeah.
And he said those are two good football minds that are good at recruiting. They're people. They're people.
They're good at communicating.
Yep.
And they are. The moment that they sit down, like you're like, oh shit, like the 10 minutes is up.
Yeah.
Like it's time to go. They did a phenomenal job from start to finish. And I think that rubs off on players, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you heard it from Warren, like Carrington's only been here a minute and he was verbally committed to TCU and decided as soon as Carrington was gone, he's like, you know what, maybe I'm just going to go where Carrington is because they have a relationship. And that speaks, right? He's only known him for a year. Imagine what Carrington, Samples, and Kenny can do in 3 years, in 5 years.
And I mean, and imagine what they can do where they're not having to get a kid to change his mind, right? Like if they're starting like, I want you to come to ASU, and that is they finish at ASU. They started with this kid at TCU, and then they had to convince him to transfer. It's going to be a lot easier when you're not having to get kids to change their mind, and you start them with the mindset that they're going to be a Sun Devil, and they can follow through on that.
That's all three of the kids though that we talked to, or the three that we're going to talk to, right? Like Keith, who's going to be up here in a minute, he flipped from Utah State yesterday. Montana was verbally committed to TCU, and then you've got Ashley, who was at one point committed to Auburn.
Yeah.
Like you're getting guys that like
Kenny Flippingham.
And Kenny Flippingham. I'm here for that.
You talk about those two guys, or the TCU and Auburn. Those are schools that are in state.
Yeah.
They're transferring from there. They could have gone down the road. Like, and TCU's right outside of Dallas. Like he was right there.
TCU's in the college football playoff right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't always have to listen to grandma.
Yeah.
You can leave.
Yeah. Shout out Taylor Horton Tucker.
Although Montana Warren's grandma does sound like she's kind of cool.
Juan Toscano Anderson. Who I meant.
Okay, yeah. Three names.
Yeah.
That was his mom, though, yeah?
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Jacob asked who we enjoyed talking to the most. My favorite was Jason Mons, just because of
he was
how
good.
it finally like materialized.
Yeah.
I talked to him after. It was like when I was in college, like I had gone out to Saguaro and interviewed him a couple times. It's so crazy to see him finally here and how excited he is to work.
Yeah. I think for me, the saddest part about all this is it doesn't feel permanent, because I have a hard time believing that a lot of these guys aren't going to get job offers.
Yeah.
And like relatively soon. So enjoy it while you can.
I think for me, getting the chance to talk to Bo Baldwin, and he's one of the older coaches on the staff, which again, no knock on him, like considering the coaches are 30 in their 20s. It's crazy. But like getting to pick his mind a little bit about Cooper Kupp and what Kupp was able to accomplish and what makes him so talented from a like player perspective, but also like just being a person. And he's talking about how Cooper Kupp's the same guy that he was in the 9th grade. Like he literally just is consistent. And that's really all it took, is he was just consistent every single day at being who he was and the type of player he was. And those are things that, like, again, you're not going to ever really get the opportunity to pick the mind of a guy that helped set up one of the most inspiring careers in the NFL right now. Like, you're just not. Mm-hmm. So that was really awesome.
Shout out Jeremy.
I'm excited.
Yeah, shout out Jeremy Hawks.
I'm excited to hear your conversation with Bryan Ward. Outside of the obvious connection, I'm just like he is like Kenny is an offensive minded guy, so you have the guy who is going to be in charge of the defense. And coming from what we had last year, I'm interested to see kind of how that's different.
He is the most DC.
He is here at all times. He is right here, right in the middle.
I love it. I'm very interested to see just kind of how the defense is and his mentality, and then also like. Back to the obvious connection I have with him, like Syracuse, like the places he's been are all very different, and so I'm interested to see kind of how he views Tempe and all of that. I'm excited for the conversation.
Well, let's talk to one guy who's going to be playing in that defense here shortly. Keith Abney II, defensive back, flipped from Utah State to Arizona State yesterday, and he's now a Sun Devil. Keith, congratulations, man. Can you hear us?
Thank you.
Can you hear? There we go. You're just setting up. How have the last 24 hours been for you?
Crazy. It's been crazy. Just everything, signing, just blessings, really. It's been crazy.
It kind of surreal for you to get that process over and done with yesterday?
Yes, I'm glad it's over with.
We asked the other two recruits that were on the show about kind of the new age, young coaching staff. What are your conversations with Bryan Carrington and Rashad Samples been like?
Just they were real cool guys, and I could tell that they're ready. They're ready to win games and do what's best for the team and develop players. I feel like I'm gonna be well developed after I'm done there.
And I've asked a couple people, just have you had conversations with Coach Ward about kind of what your fit in the defense is and how you might fit in with that?
Yes, sir. Well, I was talking to him, but he said he wanted me to play. Well, I can play corner, but I can play anywhere in the secondary. But I'm gonna be playing corner though. He felt like I could shut down the side of the field, which I believe I could do also.
Yeah. Obviously, part of yesterday, the big news was you flipping from Utah State. What went into that decision to ultimately become a Sun Devil?
Well, I went on 2 official visits to Utah State, and then I went to Arizona State also. But it was just the environment. It was, I don't know, it was just crazy down there, Arizona. It was so beautiful. and all the environment. It was just like a big family down there, man. Couldn't miss out on that.
Yeah, it's exciting, especially once school gets in session and it's going to be popping down there. So you talked about defense. You can also do a lot of other things, receiver. Yeah. But I also saw something interesting that Bryan Carrington posted on Twitter. Inline skating.
Oh,
we actually have the picture. The website that is still up that he tweeted the link of.
Oh my gosh.
This is it. The KeithAbney.com.
This is amazing. Oh my goodness. Do we have one of these teams at ASU?
An inline skating team? I'm not sure.
No, but the hockey players like to go inline skating. You probably only go with them.
Yeah.
Do you still participate ever? You still rollerblade?
I go here and there, but not really, not that much. I've been focused on football a lot.
That's fair.
I mean, Shane kind of mentioned it though, but like you are listed as an athlete, you can play on both sides of the ball. Did you ever have any interest in trying to play on the offensive side of the football in college, or are you pretty dead set on being a DB?
Whatever best for the team. Whatever's best for the team.
Like it.
Good answer. Good answer. In terms of the relationship that you've had with Kenny Dillingham, with Carrington, Rashad Samples, guys that are younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
At what point for you did you know you're like, okay, this is where I gotta go?
Well, I know that I was the first. Like, soon as Coach got the job, Coach Carrington got the job at Arizona State. Like, before he even announced it, like, I was the first person he called, and he said he's gonna bring me down. So that really meant a lot to me. And then Coach Dillingham, he's just a cool guy. He's very involved with the players on the team, like, already. And then the guys he was recruiting, very involved, like, real cool guy. And then Rashad Samples, everybody knows Coach Simp. Everybody knows Coach Simp, yeah.
What's the better feeling, picking off a quarterback or catching a touchdown?
Oh, probably, I'm going to say picking off a quarterback.
Love it.
Gosh, smart answer, man. He's got all the answers.
So I'm kind of curious because we asked this for of a lot of guys, but they're usually one side of the football, one position guys. Is there any football players that you kind of like model your game after, or you kind of look towards for inspiration, or you kind of just look at yourself as one-on-one?
I feel like not many could do what I do, but I watch Travis Hunter a lot. He a great player. Mm-hmm. I like what he does for his team.
Well, you might have a chance to go up against him.
Yes.
He's at Colorado now. How much of the star power that's in the Pac-12? Like, you look at wide receiver, obviously Travis Hunter coming here. Some of the quarterbacks that are here, Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr. Like, is there anyone particular that you're excited to either line up against or pick off?
I want to pick off Caleb Williams.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Take some of the NIL money home with you. Come on.
Smart man. Keith, before we get you out of here, man, any message to what Sun Devil fans can expect from you over the next 4 years?
Just a hardworking kid that's just trying to just grind, do his best, just make it out, really. That's all I'm trying to do.
100%. Keith, we appreciate you, man.
All right, thank y'all.
Have a good one. Guys, another one.
Dun. No one bit the dust, though, I guess.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of a bad.
No one bit the dust?
No.
Oh, is that what you were? No one bit the dust?
You
didn't do it loud enough. You're just
like, but because I wasn't really confident in it, because I
didn't really
light in the dust.
Yeah.
Handout.
It's okay.
Swing and a miss.
But another one, just going back to what we've talked about in terms of Carrington, et cetera. You have something?
No, never mind. Not right now.
But you have something juicy?
No.
It has nothing to do with the comment?
No.
Okay.
Another one. Sorry, go ahead. My apologies.
Well, you totally fucked up my train of thought here. Let's go with Bryan Carrington again.
Yeah.
Because clearly that is the consistent point for all of these guys, is the fact that Carrington had somebody in mind already. He's like, okay, this is where I'm going.
Yeah.
These are who I need to get.
It shows you that it wasn't all talk.
Yeah.
Not by the media, not by Dillingham. Like it's materializing in front of you. Like, you had a month to get a class.
Yeah.
And you got a really solid one for what you had.
Yeah, just on early signing.
I mean, that's the thing. Like you talk about last year, where we were like, they're not signing anybody. Who's coming to this team? And now it's not like we're kind of getting like hand-me-downs or scraps. Like these are coaches who had an idea when they got hired. They're like, oh, these are the players I want. And they've gotten some of them. Yep. So I feel like that's a good sign. And they're like, it's the whole thing. They set their mind to something and they are accomplishing a lot of what they have been able to accomplish, or like they can accomplish at this point.
What does your watch tell you sometimes? Like to
breathe?
Not breathe, but
stand up.
Reflect? Is that what? Yeah.
Take a moment. Yeah.
Okay. ASU fans, close your eyes and take a moment. Go back to 8 months ago.
Ah! Yeah, I was about to start screaming.
Sorry.
Don't know what sanctions are. Herm Edwards still the coach. No, let's go. Let's fast forward even a little more. Just got upset by EMU.
Oh no.
Not happy. But now transition that awful state of mind to where we are now, thinking of what you were thinking after the EMU upset. Who's going to sign here? Who's going to be our quarterback? Who's going to be our coach? And you have a full staff a month before early signing period, and you get this recruiting class. How are you feeling now? Exhale.
I like that.
Were we supposed to hold in breath the whole time?
Yeah, good question.
That was crazy.
Your watch would have been buzzing.
No, that's, perfect scenario.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect scenario, getting to talk to all those guys today. And the one guy that you needed to retain in Shawn Iguana, you were able to retain. And we haven't even talked about the conversation with him today. And a dude that looks like, when we talked to him before that U of A game, he looked like he'd been through hell. And he had been. Yeah. Like, the situation at hand
Hair
wasn't
great though.
Hair did still look great. And he was still as nice as ever. But today, like, he had a smile on his face that we haven't seen in a long time. Yeah. And I think that honestly, highlight of the day was seeing Iguano, like, because he's such a good dude.
Yeah.
And, like, there are coaches that you're like, look, you're a coach, this is your job. But, like, Iguano, from the moment that he stepped on ASU's campus, he has been about Arizona State, and he's been about the people at Arizona State. And so to see the up and down roller coaster that he had to go through as an interim, as a running backs coach, to today, where it looked like he is re-energized, ready to go.
I am not that good of a man. I am not as good of a person as Shawn Iguana is.
Nobody in America
I can't imagine going through that situation and basically being like, oh, you did a good job as head coach. You're going back to your old position now, though. Like, I can't imagine that. Because I'm sure he could have at least gotten an offensive coordinator job somewhere.
Yeah.
And the fact that he is that committed to the cause that he was willing to do that says so much about him.
Yeah.
But look at the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Like, that's not just him. We've talked about Charlie Ragle. Charlie Ragle left the spot where he was the head coach. Obviously, it wasn't great, but he left that spot. All of these other coaches had to uproot their immediate families to come down here. Jason Mons.
Shit, somebody left the NFL.
Somebody, not just the NFL, the Super Bowl winning team last year. Yeah. Like, that's crazy. Like, I don't know, man. It's what they're building is special. And I think Kenny, at this point, we've said it, temper the expectations for year one. Kenny's saying, fuck that.
Yeah.
Why can't we do this now?
Let's get $45K at the spring ball game. Also, one of the most encouraging things he said today, he said, we're going to make the spring ball game fun.
Oh.
We're going to make the spring
game. You could have said at spring ball game, and I'm like, oh.
No showcase.
They're not a showcase.
We're not showing
I will be upset if it sounds like a war zone after the fact like it did last spring. Because it was awful.
War zone? What do you mean?
After on the show? You don't remember that?
Oh, the show that we did after the spring showcase, we're like, what the fuck did we just watch?
Well, yeah, we did that, but how loud it was when I was there?
Oh,
when I called in?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I remember now. Yeah, hopefully not.
Okay. Well, that was
but I'll take it. I will take it if they could be as loud as it wants to be if it's an actual game. Because I watched USC's spring game last year, and it was a game. It's also why I knew before the season that their defense wasn't worth shit. But it was an actual game. You got to learn something about the team. You didn't really get to do that with ASU last year. So that is, chef's kiss.
Spring game, going to be a lot of fun. Also, all the other games going on in professional sports tonight, tomorrow, really any day of the week, guys. They're a lot of fun, and you can make some money on them on the Underdog Fantasy app. It is easy to get started.
Bone to pick.
You see this motherfucker?
No, it's about this.
No.
It's about this.
Okay,
stuff.
but just let me. You see the point? Yeah. Where I lob you up in alley-oop?
My thing was, well, we can discuss this.
Yeah, see, but you're taking off track.
But
I get what you're trying to do. Go ahead.
It's easy to get started. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download the app. Sign up with promo code PHNX, and Underdog is going to match your first deposit up to $100. Now go.
This motherfucker right here.
Me?
No, Shane.
Oh, okay.
Had the nerve to invite me to a draft minutes before I was going to produce a show, but he didn't know that, so that's not a problem. He invited me to a hockey draft, and you have to scroll like 3 full scrolls to get to my favorite hockey. Yes.
He was 13. He had one scroll.
You had the first overall draft pick, and you had to scroll down to find my favorite hockey player on the planet.
He was like the third highest score, so it was a great draft.
Yeah, but no, he drafted my player.
But
he
Shawn,
invited me to a draft.
You won.
Yeah.
So.
Did I really?
Yeah, you won.
Oh, after he drafted Chage, I was just like, I'm gonna let
Yeah,
this
he
auto
said, "Oh, I'm just gonna let it auto draft," but then didn't turn on auto draft and made us sit through all 30 seconds.
That is awesome.
Well,
And
he
then-
deserves that. You didn't deserve that.
To be
He
fair,
deserves that.
we went to go watch him, so I needed him.
Yeah, and then
Could've drafted
he
Alex Tuck.
and then Sean won. So
Yeah.
it
Which is
all is well that
Yeah, if you
ends
don't have
well.
friends, you can still do it with random people. I don't think I have friends anymore to do it with.
Yeah.
I'll
Sorry.
do it with you.
Okay, cool.
I don't want to. I'm not good with the whole let's do
Yeah.
hockey thing though.
PHNX,
I thought you were gonna be like not the whole
$100
friend thing.
$100 fantasy. Click the link
Not
in the
that
show
either.
notes or download it in the App Store. They'll double your first deposit up to $100. Also, worth doubling down on is Shawn's delivery this morning. Burrito
I
Express.
still got another one coming.
Yeah.
It was so
Um,
beautiful.
They need to supply the media and coaches with lunch.
We do.
That should be the press box food.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
I would be 350 pounds.
Yeah.
I would eat. It would be like that SpongeBob episode
Yeah, with
where
the
Squidward's
Yeah,
thighs
he
get all
gets
thickums. Yeah.
curvy.
Man gets
and
thick.
also-
A
Squidward.
lot of Burrito Express locations in the valley.
Yeah.
Go try it. It's
They got great
fantastic.
merch too,
Dude,
guys.
the baking goes crazy.
It
Great
does.
merch.
Oh my
Everything
God.
goes crazy.
Yeah, everything does go crazy. Gents,
We're getting it on Monday again.
Yep.
any final thoughts on Arizona State football? Obviously, we've mentioned the content that's coming for everybody. We're going to even have more stuff tomorrow for them. Maybe a special hot or not, potentially.
Yep.
But just like, what did we learn over the last, 48 hours? Not only from talking to some of these kids, but seeing the class play out and talking to the assistants.
Things are awesome. Happiness.
Everything is awesome when you're part of a team. I mean, it's the start. This could be the start of something new. Feels so right to be here with Kenny. Like it. I
It's
just
a fucking Disney movie.
yeah. High School Musical.
No,
Definitely
no,
Disney-
dude.
Disney
I
movie.
can't throw that out. You think I know the
You
lines?
should. Yeah, you should.
No,
I
I
remember
shouldn't.
staying. I distinctly have memories of staying up until midnight for that movie's debut on Disney.
That's
To be here with you.
Are we done talking about
but-
football?
Well,
Yeah, what do
well,
you-
to get why reason I brought that
Yeah.
up, I was just like, it is just awesome. Like it's
Oh,
the
that's what I
start
wanted to bring
of
up.
something new. Like it is just the start of what Kenny and the staff is going to be accomplished, and that's so exciting.
Do we have another ad to read?
We have two.
Oh,
Why? Is there something you
I
want
want
to
to
finish
close
with?
with the thing.
Okay.
You want to close with the thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to talk about a place that doesn't close often. That was an awful transition. Sorry, Max. Let's get to Octane Raceway.
look at their hours.
We are excited to welcome Octane Raceway and Mavericks to the
Hey,
PHNX
the fun
family.
never closes because you can
Boom.
take pictures and
They close at 10 p.m. tonight, so
That's not
just so you
bad.
know.
That's
But tomorrow,
not early at all.
they're
They don't
open.
close
They're open
early.
10 a.m. to midnight.
Go
so
there.
They might as well not be closed.
We've had fun there. We've had a lot of fun
Well,
there.
Which is
we
saying
had-
something.
You guys
No,
have had fun there.
We had fun. You were just
I
driving
came
slow.
in last place.
but you still had fun.
I had fun.
Which
Yeah,
says
I'm more of an
something. You could
arcade
suck.
games kind of guy
Yeah.
And
than
they
the
got
racing.
that for you too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they do.
Mavericks.
Leah's a big bowler. They got that for you there.
Love bowling.
I am one hell of an axe thrower. They got that there too.
Check them
Got
out.
Laser tag.
Mavericks.
They got VR.
Mavericks, Octane. Vroom.
Wow.
Lunch. Oh, dude. Also, the pizza that I had there went crazy. It's not just some frozen pizza shit. They got like a oven, like a fire.
Why do you
oven.
hold your hands like
Because
this?
I feel like when babies get excited and they put them in this.
Yeah.
That's what I was feeling. Right now.
Octane
Wait,
Raceway.
hold on.
Get babies excited.
Babies do that?
Baby, are like toddlers
Okay.
when they're like.
I was gonna say babies. I don't think I've
No,
ever
not
seen a
babies,
baby.
Toddlers.
Jingle
Why was I born? That's not really
Early
exciting.
closing hours.
4 Peaks. Anyone?
Yeah. Alley-oop.
Oh yeah.
I love you, Max. I
There's
love
4
you
Peaks
so much.
on tap at Mavericks.
There's 4 Peaks on tap at Mavericks.
And you'll also be able to get 4 Peaks at our inaugural PHNX Tea Party presented by 4 Peaks at Dobson Ranch Golf Course. We're renting out the entire driving range. Calling it a driving range seems a little derogatory because
Yeah.
it's like a driving range on steroids.
Yeah.
Shout out DeAndre Hopkins.
Wow. That was
Steroid
things I
boy.
didn't expect to hear. Add that to the list.
Well, let's
Just
shout
go
out
ahead.
Mark McGuire.
Yeah, shout out Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds, because he's on steroids, but deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a driving range. They got all the special Top Golf technology. You can play actual golf, like a golf course, Pebble Beach. You can play.
There's offers from diehards too, but I got an offer for anyone that comes. If you tap me on the shoulder twice on my left shoulder and then once on my right shoulder, I'll shotgun a beer.
What happens if you do it twice on the right and once on the left?
Then you don't get anything.
He explodes.
Yeah, then I explode. Those are my
That's the
launch
red button.
codes.
I feel like I still have something to say.
Yeah.
Oh.
No? You just want to stand here?
Okay. We're renting out the entire driving range. Come hang with Big Drive Energy, the PHNX crew, and fellow diehards for a night of golf, food, drinks, contests, prizes, and more. You can even have Espo awkwardly stand over your shoulder and tap his watch. Our PHNX
You know what the best part about Espo at the driving range is he will take an hour and 45 minutes to hit a ball, and then when you take 30 seconds, he yells at you for doing so. So definitely come out and hang out with us. It's going to be a great time.
The Suns crew will be hosting a watch party for the Suns versus Timberwolves.
I know some balls I'm going to be hitting here.
Okay.
Whoa!
Four Piece will be out there providing beer samples and swag. Check the link in the description to reserve your spot now. And for diehards, check the Discord for your special link where you'll receive 20% off.
What do you want to get to, buddy?
It's awesome.
So
Time is our oyster. Mom,
my mother tweeted at me and said, I said, don't listen to your mothers. I said grandmothers, Mom.
always listen to your
But
mom.
I will not listen to you now, in spite of the tweet.
Yo, honestly,
Only for
shout out
10
moms.
minutes.
Shout out moms.
Shout out moms.
I always listen to my mom.
So do I.
I'm a mama's boy. I can't even deny that. Big time mama's boy.
You follow.
Do you want to talk about the divorce more? Or?
Well, why do you think I'm a mama's boy? I couldn't be a daddy's boy.
All right, that's going to cut it for today, guys. If you enjoyed the content, give us a follow at PHNX_Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow Shane at Shane Deep. You can follow Shawn DePaz at Shawn_DePaz.
A mama's boy as always.
And we will see you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. with some more killer content. Keep up with social. But for now, peace.